Hi there and welcome to this week's live session where I'm going to walk through how getting up at 5 a.m. can actually help to reduce your anxiety levels. And I know that sounds strange because getting up at 5 a.m. for many of us can kind of trigger a panic attack, but there are a couple of things that you want to know when it comes to getting up at 5 a.m. and when it comes to how this can reduce your anxiety levels. And I'm going to walk you through them right now. So my name is Michael. I'm a sleep coach. I'm the founder of Sleeptrust. And let's dig into the topic right away. So getting up at 5 a.m. is kind of very early for most of us, but there is a big advantage. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that you want to do to keep your anxiety levels as low as possible. And the first thing that you want to do, and that this has nothing to do with getting up at 5 a.m. at the moment, is to write down things that you test. So you want to really kind of track, take a notebook, take something and write down, okay, the date and what you're testing to see which results you're getting. Because our minds can trick us from time to time. We think that things help or don't help, but the truth may be something else. And if you start writing down what you're doing and how you're feeling, then you're going to have a very good foundation to really do the right stuff that helps you in the long haul. So let's see what we want to do, why we want to get up at 5 a.m. Getting up at 5 a.m. is the single one thing that you can do to get in front of the day. And this is so important when it gets to many things that we want to do, but especially if we want to get our mindset right, if we want to get our anxiety levels low. Getting up at 5 a.m. ensures you that you have the time to do the things that really help you. So what do we want to do when we get up at 5 a.m. that will help us to get our anxiety levels, let them drop dramatically? The first thing is we want to get out of bed quickly. I walked through that last week's live session, how we can do so. But when we're up, we want to start with hydrating our bodies. Overnight, we kind of sweat and we lose water, and we want to hydrate. And we want to do so by drinking a warm glass of water. Just a glass of water, maybe even two, but definitely rehydrate. That's the number one thing you want to do when it comes to getting up out of bed. Because water is very essential. Our bodies are made, I think it's 90% of water in our bodies, so quite a lot. And we want to hydrate our bodies. If we're not hydrated in the right way, we're not prepared for the day, and all sorts of stuff can come up, including anxiety. So we're going to hydrate our bodies. Step number 2 is that we're going to bring our bodies in motion. Body movement is proven to let anxiety levels drop, and starting our days at 5 a.m. before anybody else kind of annoys us with stuff that we're supposed to do is super powerful. So we're not going to go for a full-blown workout here, but we're going to have a walk maybe. That's what I do because I'm not, into the mood of doing some kind of gymnastics or anything in the morning. So I have a little walk, half an hour. You could also do kind of a easygoing aerobic at home. Maybe you've got a little trampoline or whatever. You just figure out something that suits you and gets your body in motion. That's basically the job here. We want to get in motion, but we don't want to power ourselves out. So that's the second thing that we definitely want to do. The third thing, I didn't mention coffee yet, and that's not an coincidence, but on purpose. So we want to reduce our caffeine intake and alcohol intake too, especially in the morning. Of course, we don't want to drink alcohol, but we want to drink caffeine, but both is kind of could be a thing that lets your anxiety levels raise. So maybe think of reducing your caffeine, at least not drinking it before you had breakfast. Avoid alcohol if possible and check if that's a thing that kind of lets your anxiety levels peak. Because on the other side, especially in the evening, alcohol has a calming, relaxing effect, and many of us just fall into that step of taking alcohol. But if it lets your day start off anxious, it's not worth taking it. So you have to break through that cycle and just leave it away. Another powerful thing, so number 3 that we want to do in the morning is after our body movement to just practice an easy, simple breathing technique. So there are different breathing techniques out there. I particularly like the 4-7-8 breathing technique, which is breathing in for 4 seconds, keeping your breath for 7 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds. So you're getting into this rhythm of taking a full breath into your breast and stomach. So you're going to take a full breath and kind of getting into this very slow mood. Not kind of grabbing your thoughts, but letting everything just flow. Very powerful. It takes a little bit of discipline, and not everybody of us is kind of finds this easy to do. I personally think there's an even easier way, and this is to use a mindfulness bell. I've got one here. So what you want to do here is just to focus on the sound. You know, these, just gonna hit it. So you're gonna close your eyes and you're just gonna hit the bell and listen to the sound as it fades out. And you're not gonna count seconds with breathing. You just want to take a full breath in, not quick, but and then you want to exhale very slowly until you need your next breath, and you're gonna breathe in again, and you're gonna focus on the sound fading out. And when the sound is faded out, you just give it the next hit, and just listening to this sound right now is really calming. So it's a great thing to do in the morning. If you don't want to ring your entire house out of bed, then consider getting a version that you can put on your headphones. There are a lot of versions out there, and if you are not able to find one, just drop me a comment here and I will definitely record one for you, no problem there. The last thing is for the pros, and I know that's probably a thing that most of you are going to freak out more even than to get up at 5 a.m., and that is to have a cold shower in the morning. This is particularly helpful if you want to skip your caffeine intake, and it's also good to train your willpower, which you will need to implement the changes that are necessary. But having a cold shower really triggers something that's called hormesis. That is things that you give your body in a small dose that makes you stronger. In big doses, it will kind of kill you or have a toxic effect. So what you want to do here is to have a warm shower first. So you're going to enjoy your shower. And at some point, you're going to start a breathing technique. So you're going to inhale quickly and out and in and out. And you're going to do so until you feel a kind of a tingling sensation in your fingers or in your head. And you have to watch this though. You don't want to faint or anything, so don't overdo it. But you want to feel this slight feeling, and then you take the tap and hit it to cold out of the bat. And the first moment you just want to gasp. You'll notice your body, and you're gonna focus on your breath and breathe in and out. And you want to stay in the cold for 2 to 3 minutes. So the first 30 seconds are hardcore. You're gonna turn around and you're gonna freeze and maybe even shake, kind of. And you're going to focus on your breath, and you will notice how your body adapts. And after about a minute, you're going to feel good. And after 2 minutes, you're going to 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to leave that shower, and you will feel energized, powerful. And these are emotions that really reduce anxiety too, and the process too. You get hormones that will really let you feel better, basically. So that's a full-blown set of things that you can do in the morning at 5 a.m. to really reduce your anxiety levels. And I'm curious to hear from you how these tips help you. Drop me a comment, or if you have any additional things that helped you that you want to share with others, also drop a comment under this post. That way you can kind of give back things to this community here too. And I'm going to be super thankful for you too. Also, if you want to find out more benefits of getting up at 5 a.m., not in particular talking about anxiety there, but just check out our podcast, my podcast. It's about getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm sure it will help you to kind of get even more information of what value you can have if you get up at 5 a.m. and get in front of your day. So I'll leave you with that. Wishing you a lovely Sunday and, of course, a superb sleep.